everybody, welcome to another episode of Invicta Specs with John the Phone Guy. And today we have the Pro Diver. What's unique about this watch is that it's a tungsten and ceramic and then some stainless steel. So it's a bit unusual from that perspective. So let me just kind of get you a quick look how it looks right there. So that's going to be what we're going to talk about. So with that, let's get to the bench and dial it up. All right, see you there. Okay, so here we have the Invicta Pro Diver. This is model 1249. What's unique about this is, well, one, the brown is a bit different, but the materials, this is a tungsten, ceramic, and stainless steel build. So you've got a lot of tungsten in the links, you've got the ceramic here in the middle, and then some of the stainless steel like on the dial face and things of that nature. So we'll kind of just take a look at the back here. And so you've got your model number, your tritonite, get this thing to focus, there we go, and all of the details. Of course, you've got AL signature on the back, which is a bit unique, kind of pre Heritage collection where he did a signatures case back. So let's go more into details. This is a 47 millimeter. This is a 10 atmosphere, 100 meter, 330 feet water resistance. It does have a flame fusion crystal. This is running the TMI VK67 quartz movement. It takes the SR936SW battery. It has about a 3-year battery life. The deviation on this is plus or minus 20 seconds per month. So with that, we'll kind of get into some of the detail. Of course, one of the most unusual, of course, we obviously have the constant running seconds down here at the 6 o'clock. But then we've also got this double, get my pointer. So we've got this double indicator right here where it's got from 0 to 6 on the inside, and then you've got up to 12 on the outer ring. And that's your chronograph counter, so that there's 2 dials. Got a little smear there, sorry. So there's 2 different dials, and you've got 2 different colors. You've got a silver and then a brown, and so that indicates where it's at, whether it's on the first 6 hours or the second of a 12-hour. So that's kind of unique. Of course, we've got the luminescence and the date window and all of that. Of course, we do have the unidirectional bezel, which has a good movement to it. Very, very well done. The crown is screw down. Of course, pull that out and we can change dates, and so forth. And then pull it out again. You can change the time, and then push that back in for your water resistance. But one to note is, even though it looks like it, these are non-screw down on the function pushers. So that's probably what leads to the only 10 atmospheres on the water resistance. But one of the unique things about this watch, and I have to give a shout out to Trap, who, while he was working at Kay's Jewelers, a gentleman brought one of these in to get sized and was looking at it. It's a very unique system. So if you can see, you've got a flat head on this side, and then what you can see is, get focused here, is you can see like the inside, like this is a little barrel around the outside. This is very similar to like a pin and collar system of, like, say, Grand Octane, where you have, like, in the middle you'd have a sleeve, and then the collar would fit into the notching. This one does it on the outside right here. So this sleeve actually sets down around it and then locks itself in the similar way. I actually did a sizing video, and at the end I'll put a link to that so you can kind of see it more in detail. And I kind of used the microscope to look at some of the individual pieces just to kind of to see it. But I thought it was very unique. For a 47, this is a fairly weighty watch. So I thought that was unique in that they use tungsten. And speaking of that, let's jump over to the microscope and take a look. Here we are under the microscope, taking a look at this. So we can see this is a metal brushed dial, and we have the 60-minute chronograph up here. And in fact, why don't I just start the we'll start the chronograph. So you've got your sweep hand going right here, and you've got your constant running seconds down here. So then you've got a 60-minute timer that's up here, and then this is the I believe it's like up to a 6-hour increment on top of the 60-minute. So let me stop this guy. And we'll reset it. So with that, we'll kind of go back to this, and as you can see, you know, you've got that brown dial. Of course, you've got Invicta. There we go, a little bit of focus there. Get my light so we can get rid of some of these shadows. I apologize. So you've got, you know, your big numbers going around. Of course, you've got your constant running seconds down here and all of that, which is, you know, part of this TMI VK67 movement. So we've got, you know, some unusual details that you just normally don't see. And you can see there's like a dual dial system. So you can see there's like a brown arm right here, which correlates to this inner brown dial, and then the silver connects up to this dial on the outside edge, which gives you your hours of the chronograph. Something a little bit different that I haven't seen too many of. Let me wipe off my smears. So, and with that, you know, looking at the bracelet, of course, we've got the tungsten out here on the edge, and then you've got ceramic in the middle and all of that. And then on the case back, what I thought was kind of unique about this is a limited edition, but it actually has AL signature on it, which was something that was not done very often, but is very unusual, sort of like a heritage, but this predates heritage. You can see by the model number 1249. This is one that's been around for a little bit. And of course, you can see tungsten, ceramic, stainless steel, and then we've got the this is number 104 to 600, and what is called the fast spring chronograph inside here, and of course the flame fusion crystal. This has the scissor deployment as we saw before, but all of that is the metal dial has sort of that like sun ray pattern. You kind of catch a little bit, but just some, you know, some really interesting. Of course, you got a lot of tritonite on the hour hand and minute and all of that. And then let's see if I can, so you can see the detail around the date window and all of that. Of course, this is a full unidirectional bezel, so you can set that back up there and all of that. But just a unique piece for me. I've only been collecting since about 2015, and this came out long before, so I actually got lucky to find someone who had this and still actually had the mummy wrap on it, so that was pretty special for me. But with that, let's head back to the bench, and here we are back from the microscope. So that was you know, a different view on this. Not an exceptionally elaborate dial, but something that I don't think, I personally haven't seen too many VK67s, so very different from that perspective. So with that, let's jump right into some numbers here. So I get 46.9. Well, let me see if I don't slide. So I get 40. Did I get that right? Sorry, I'm trying to see what I'm seeing. So I get like 40, 44. So, or 45. We'll call it 45. A little bit smaller than I even thought. So we've got 13.3 on the thickness. The overall lug is, we'll go with 29.5. The bracelet is 21.5, and the links themselves are 4.3. The lug span on this is, let's see, we'll go right there. So I really need to pay attention better. Sorry about that. So I get 52 right here on the lug, and as you can see, there's not a lot of crescent right here, so I think it fits a wide size wrist because it doesn't pinch down, sort of like the Venoms. They kind of have a pinch to it. Sorry about that. Let me reset my, so we'll zero this out. We're on grams, and we'll see. So we're at 242 in grams, and in ounces we're at 8.5, which for a 45 millimeter watch, that's actually pretty substantial, which is part of, you know, what you get with the tungsten because of its weight and everything. Just a very unique piece. I do believe there's another version. There's this brown, and I think there's a blue maybe. Don't quote me on that. I should have looked it up. I apologize. But anyway, it not exactly the biggest millimeter watch I have. I generally, 47 is about the lowest I go, but I thought the uniqueness of this watch with tungsten, you just don't see it very often, that it was worth it, and I do enjoy it. It is a very simple yet elegant kind of watch, kind of in the classic sizes. So I think it fits for anybody, men or women. So that, I think, is a bonus also. But all of that being said, let's give a few shout outs to Instagram and YouTube fans. And we'll give a shout out to Smitten by Invicta on Instagram, Invicta Watches and Women's Fashion, and of course YouTube sensations Trap Vision 3D and the Lifestyle page, talking about all things collecting and family, and of course Tommy Big Time, focusing on bracelet sizing and battery changes and everything Invicta. D&Q, chronicling travel and food and fun. Tony Woe, Christian rapper, and his music and life perspective. And as always, we do the vast majority of our shopping on Shop HQ, Bulldog Shopping, and Invictastores.com. So with that, let me get off this bench and finish out the video, and I'll see you in a minute. Hey everyone, just wanted to finish up and give a big thank you for everyone watching and commenting and subscribing. I really do appreciate it. If you haven't, please click the link over here to subscribe. I'm also going to create a link over here of the bracelet sizing of this watch, because as you kind of saw, it's a bit unique in how it's done, and thought if you're interested to take a look at that. And with that, I say enjoy your Invicta watches, and hope to see you next time on Invicta Specs. Take care.